Ro.16, Rogue, Zoun, INnoVation, Dark, GSL Season 1, Code S. Africa TV, Freak Up Studio, live. LG Ultra Gear and Hot 6, 2021, GSL Season 1.
Code S is back, and so is JYP, by the way. Good to have him back here on our first day.
I thought he wouldn't remember how to cast, but I keep looking down there and his mouth keeps moving.
Yeah, he seems to be holding the mic fine. He hasn't dropped it yet.
Yeah.
His blazer hasn't flown off. He's keeping his caster armor on very well. So congratulations to him. TY will be taking a hiatus from casting as his military service is around the corner. Now we have our first TVP and the last TVP of the night. It's going to be INnoVation versus Zoun. I'm a little bit worried for Zoun here because he did look pretty weak. I mean, it was against Zerg and it was against Rogue, so maybe that's not actually representative of where his skill's at.
I think that's a fair assessment, but I didn't even like what he chose, to be honest, for his strats.
Also, let's keep in mind that there was a little bit of trash talk here with INnoVation and Zoun.
Yeah.
Zoun basically saying he's more than confident fighting INnoVation here tonight. One of these two players is about to get knocked out, so this is a very important match here, and it's loaded up. Let's go to Death Aura for Game 1.
2021, GSL Season 1.
We stood at the edge of the world, seize the stakes. They're living a life like dead by a candle.
Kai Z Gaming, INnoVation. Alpha X, Zoun.
All right. Now we get to see what Zoun has planned. I think that's going to be the interesting part of it for INnoVation. I'd be surprised if anything crazy happens. You know? I think it's very likely from INnoVation we'll see like the standard 3 racks +1 starport out into a pressure while expanding. You know, that's pretty standard overall. I mean, there are things you can do, like you could go a little bit more tech heavy early on, maybe a quicker 3rd CC and stuff, but that can be a little bit more volatile, and I think he probably doesn't want to be volatile here against Zoun, because even though Zoun did beat him in some online tournaments, INnoVation has a lot more experience in GSL.
Yeah. It was a fun series we had with Dark and INnoVation. I was very pleasantly surprised by the lurker harass that we had there. It didn't look like a StarCraft 2 lurker play from what we've seen in the past. You know, usually we see lurkers almost like a squad with the rest of the army, and they burrow and...
Yeah, he was spreading them quite a bit and trying to hit mineral lines and stuff.
Yeah, it was a different game for sure. I can't tell. I need to almost watch the game again, to be honest, to tell how much damage was actually dished out by the lurkers. Because the first few times we saw them sent out, I thought it was some kind of a weird tactical exception, and then I realized this was actually the norm. And I guess you do thin out a lot of the SCVs. It's hard to keep track of stuff in that moment.
Sure.
Because, you know, the thing about planetaries is, you know, they're hard to fight, but you can get behind the minerals with anything, and you don't have to fight the planetary. And the fact that lurkers do so much damage in a line, they, of course, are out of range, and you need to scan to see them, makes it just more of a headache to deal with than anything else I think we would normally see.
Well, that all being said, like, maybe we get to see them play again and see if Dark wants to continue down that road with the lurkers. But here we have, looks to be a proxy starport, maybe a Hellion drop incoming. Reasonably popular way to play. A little bit more aggressive on that harassment. We have the Twilight coming up here for Zoun. So I would imagine he'll just be going into Blink. There's the Robo. Let's see if he starts that Blink up.
Yeah,
Glaives?
Again?
It's like all he does is Glaives.
They call me Glaives Man.
Should change his name to Glound.
Glown.
These are some glowny games, to be honest.
Is this going to work, though?
Yeah, I don't
know.
This is like not something that you really see nowadays. Once upon a time, when Adepts two-shot at SCVs, this was like the strongest thing in the whole world.
Oh, yeah, yeah. When Adepts were the greatest thing that ever came to StarCraft 2 and no one knew how to stop them.
Well, they couldn't be stopped was why no one knew how. They were so insane. Two-shotting Marines, two-shotting SCVs. You just make them and you go after Terran and they die.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see how this Hellion drop does. Okay, picks up again, boosts into the main. I think he's going to get a good amount. We don't see any shield batteries up here, so going to be hard to heal. Has that splash as well. He actually, like, pretty good block, pretty good running.
Okay, he's going to come in again. Doing a little bit of damage. Overall, actually very well handled.
Yeah.
I was holding my breath a little bit back there, wondering if we're going to see some decent damage. Now, the Glaives is done. Let's see if you can really do any real damage here. This is actually a setup in case it was going to be Stalker Blink into the main. The tank is very far back. That doesn't make it any easier right now for him to do damage this way. 3 probes are killed, not a really big deal.
No, yeah, I think overall it was good defense. You know, he's slightly down as far as workers go, so that's a little bit painful. But let's see what these Adepts actually end up doing. Okay, it looks like he wants to shade 3 at the back natural, and 3 does one-shot SCV, so kind of makes sense. Going to shade the rest on top of the siege tank.
Do they win this fight?
No.
Huh. Well, why did he commit then? Because now, I mean, I guess he's going to get workers.
Well, he's just targeting workers, right? Like that's.
Yeah. I mean, he did not kill the tank over there either.
I mean, there could be something to this. I'm a little bit skeptical about what I'm seeing here. But let's see. I mean, 15 SCVs it's a lot. Okay, shades on top of the tank with 4 of them.
I actually think he can't quite kill this, can he? Okay, never mind. He gets it, but I mean, I'm not.
It was a lot of units spent for that. Like,
yeah, it was a bit of a trade,
about
wasn't
an Adept per SCV killed.
This is 32 workers to 47.
Yeah, and he's getting his 3rd base. The thing is, yeah, the Adepts aren't going to scale all that well, so if INnoVation just continues to mass up and then pushes out, this could be difficult to hold on. The Adepts can kind of fill the same role as the Zealot at times, right?
Yeah.
Like they can zone units out and fight reasonably well against them, and like protect your Colossi and whatnot. So I don't want to be a negative Nancy here. I am a little bit nervous though for Zoun.
Being a bit of a Debbie Downer here. Being a bit of a Bad Times Bobby here. You know,
Bad Times Bobby. I never heard that one.
I haven't just made it up.
Be a little bit of a tickle me tasteless over here.
Is he going to commit again? No. Okay, he's going to stay back here. Stim's going to be done in a minute. Terran can move out then. Medevac going to come through. Let's see where he drops, because I don't actually know what's down here. We don't have a screenshot. It looks like it's just probe as long as it's mining.
Yeah, it drops off 1 Marine to harass there. Drops the rest here into the natural. Gonna go ahead and stim. Zoun doesn't have a lot here. Brings up what he does have, but 6 probes dying. That's pretty decent for like a Marine.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, 1 Marine for 6 probes, or 12 Adepts for 15 SCVs in a tank.
It seems like the Protoss can tech out of this. He's going to get some Colossi up here, but this is a pretty fearsome army. I mean, the Adepts, he is going to commit here with this. He'll kill some SCVs, but again, this push is coming.
Yeah, it's coming, but I actually really like this shade in. He bought a lot of time with that. Like, if he had not done that shade, INnoVation would be almost to the 3rd right now. But watch when he gets to the 3rd with his main army, which is like just outside of his natural right now. There's going to be way more here for Zoun.
Okay, he's moving out. And is Protoss actually going to be ready? I mean, I feel like most of this game has been pretty interesting. I just don't know where the Protoss is. That's why I'm waiting for this push to come in and see what it actually does. A lot of probes being killed here. Protoss is going to have to commit something back here, which is going to be a nice moment for the Terran to push in and attack onto this 3rd base.
Yeah, let's see how he holds on. Okay, some mines being burrowed. Sieges up those tanks. It's hard to kill that. Like, 3 Colossus are out now.
Yeah.
His Guardian Shield? Yeah, that's tough.
Did he accidentally trigger the Guardian Shield there? That was funny.
Yeah, maybe a little bit early there. Sometimes you just auto-press it.
These probes are like, oh, the medevac can heal. Help us.
What is that? A flying shield battery?
I know. That beam repairs their wounds? Are you serious?
Yeah, double medevac drop here. While he was like acting like he was going to push that third. Does come up. He's killed a lot of probes now. Now spreading out, stimming forward. But with that overcharge, you're not really going to get anything done against that army.
Okay, he's going to come down again. I will say, I think Zoun, even though he's taken a bit of a beating, these adepts are paying off. It does seem like the push has basically run out of steam.
Yeah, yep. And worker count is not irrecoverable for either side, but we don't really have upgrades for Zoun, right? He has only the +1. We don't really see him getting into other tech right now. Kind of refilling his army with some more adepts. A very strange and different game in a lot of ways. 2-2 does start for INnoVation. I think that's really, really big for him. Okay, finally +2 does get going for Zoun.
So they're both on 3 bases. I think it's eventually going to be time for Protoss to try to branch out and take a 4th here. It's actually been such a back and forth as far as damage dealt. We've had so many workers picked off here. We've had so many successful drops or harasses. But big picture, INnoVation seems to be pedaling ahead with his army slightly bigger.
Yeah, I think it's looking all right for him right now. He's going into Ghost Academy. He has his Vikings being made, but we do have some the second Robo as well as Disruptors being made. So Zoun is getting into what will basically keep him alive, and he should be able to take and hold the 4th base reasonably well. Let's see how INnoVation wants to play this. Like, will he try to do a full frontal attack? Will he do some sort of big medevac drop, or possibly split his army into a couple pieces?
I was wondering if he might do the big drop here. If he gets into a fight he can't take, he can pick up literally everything with this many medevacs.
It's a lot of medevacs for sure.
Oh, what is this? He just snipes this?
Yeah, it looks like maybe just a hold position here from INnoVation while he deals with those adepts.
Kills off that adept that's going to harass in here. Oh my god. Okay, good dodge there.
INnoVation going home.
It seems like he pushed out, but there wasn't anywhere that he could really attack. I mean, Protoss didn't grow into any other base.
And Zoun is playing far enough back, it's a little bit hard to attack into that. Now, we do have, like, a decent number of Vikings. At this point, he's got, like, 6, a couple more being made. 8 Vikings is pretty reasonable against 3 Colossi. But that's about it, right? We have, like, only Disruptors being made right now, and the Vikings not going to fare as well against that. Charge just now starting.
Okay, he's going to push in now over to this 3rd base. Disruptor shot coming out. It just barely doesn't connect with the target. And I think both these guys are in the same position. They basically powered up quite a bit, but like I don't see anywhere that either side should attack into. That does mean if we go on for a long, long time, this could be not bad for the Protoss. They can usually spread out a little bit more easily than the Terran. But let's see how this next push comes, because INnoVation is going to be maxing out first.
Yeah, INnoVation actually has a lot of units right now. His 2-2 is done. He has +1 air weapons. He's getting a couple of Liberators in there as well. His army's looking pretty strong, but Disruptors can be a bit difficult to deal with.
Right.
Now look at this. He shades in 4 Adepts after killing that bunker with that poke.
Yeah.
Nice move. Nice follow-up.
Now the 4th base is going to die 100%. The Adepts are going to be cleaned up, no problem. There is a counter push here on the 4th base. Are we about to enter a base trade?
Yeah, it is
Protoss can
possible.
recall. I mean, it is doable.
He's going to lose a 3rd, though.
4th, yeah.
No, I'm saying the 3rd base for Protoss.
No, sorry, you're totally correct, yeah. He's going to take that out. Can he get into the natural here? There's a lot of robo infrastructure here.
And, well, that means he also has a lot of disruptors here as well, which is pretty darn hard. Oh,
no. Oh, my God.
Man.
Just one or two more of those, and this game's over.
Yeah, he was definitely looking at his other army across the map, and now he's unpowered those. He's picking off the disruptors. But, yeah, it took a gigantic disruptor hit there. Good split, but with the recall of the main army, Zoun should clear this out. Loses actually, like, all of his stalkers, basically. Some pretty good micro overall from INnoVation, but he has almost no army left now.
Yeah, great play there.
Well, that's funny. All the Vikings were down there. Those would have massacred.
Yeah.
There were no stalkers in there after a little bit.
Talk about some misplaced units. What does INnoVation have now? It does appear on paper his army's bigger. I mean, he never lost
I think he has
his
actually
third.
a higher quality army.
Yeah, I think actually INnoVation can steer this one to a win.
Oh, that was a pretty darn good disruptor hit. Does have a good amount of Vikings, though. So in the next big battle, those Colossi should end up going down. Not that many Stalkers in here. Still, that's a pretty mobile, pretty strong army Protoss has. You can kind of bleed the Terran out if they're chasing this down.
Oh!
Oh, nice dodge.
Okay, another push in here. If INnoVation kills this off and gets away, I think the game is almost over.
Okay, here come the Vikings targeting down Colossi. INnoVation trying to split as best he can. More disruptor shots coming out.
I'm worried the ground army is getting too
man.
thinned out. Is this an overextension? You know, we don't normally see Vikings land
Well,
to fight Stalkers.
yeah, no, it seems like the Viking land may not have been
Okay.
the best thing.
That was really bad.
Yeah, if he had a little bit more ground army, I could have seen that working out well. Like, they do get additional damage against mechanical, right? So they're a bit glass cannon-y on the ground. But yeah, with a few Zealot Orphans and everything and not enough bio forces left under those medevacs, that it was definitely a waste.
Did seem like INnoVation got a little bit ahead of himself
Yeah.
there. He seemed like he just wanted to kill that. He just wanted to take the fight. I think he wasn't really respecting the position Zoun was in, because now Zoun has the counterpunch coming in.
Yeah, he is coming up here right now with a lot of disruptors. Ooh! Only gets an SCV on that one. Oh, it still goes off. He's trying to pick them off, but some of these disruptor hits really connecting and whittling down his army.
He's going to back up and regroup. I don't know, man. Terran doesn't really have a lot of recourse here. I don't see any Liberators in this mix. Honestly, the SimCity is going to make this ant farm-like maze for the infantry to try to run away from these disruptor shots. Warpins are coming. DTs are going to be here now. He didn't get blinked, did he?
Dude, we're seeing a lot of misclicks actually from INnoVation. I've seen him attack his eBay, his armory, and his depot.
Yeah. Well, I think that there's not a lot he can do here. The eBay and the armory here are actually in very annoying positions. As long as he can keep the zoning correct, it's like an RTS footsies game here. He could just continue to chip away at this. It's so hard to come out and take any fight. The third, I believe all the SCVs have been killed. The structure's still there. But look, if you can break this down, you're gonna have access to finish off the third and the fourth. All you need is a Zealot or a Stalker or anything else there to try to fight.
Just had a nice move right there where he sieged up the Liberators and then brought the Marauders up to protect them from the Stalkers. So the Stalkers only ended up killing one, did damage the other one. Still, just such a micro battle going on. Zoun during all this. He has his fourth Nexus, but I don't see any probes over there right now.
Oh! Nice shot there.
Yeah, not much left here for INnoVation.
Yeah, INnoVation down to 45 supply. It's only medevacs. He only has medevacs.
He has a Marine in the medevac. Hold on, he
All right,
dropped it out. Let's go.
Now. Yeah, this game has been won by Zoun. What a funny PvT this was. This was really one of the most back and forth games we've had in this GSL, if not the most back and forth.
It was pretty wild.
There were moments it seemed clear one side was going to win, and then things fell apart. Lots of overextension, lots of misplays, base trade-ish scenarios.
Yeah, and I think INnoVation must have sent his Vikings when the base trade was going on to take out the Colossi that were at his fourth.
Yeah.
Because they were really late to the party after the recall, so I think they had to fly all the way back. They're not all that fast. Also, of course, we saw that gigantic disruptor hit.
Right.
If that disruptor hit hadn't happened, this game might have turned out different.
INnoVation does not seem to be too fazed by that. He is smiling about that game. Occasionally, a Korean smile like that can be a little bit of a sign of embarrassment, though.
Yeah, they say INnoVation doesn't feel tasteless.
Yeah. He's thinking beep, boop, zeep, zorp. certain
So
type.
he's a robot and an alien? Is that what that is?
Sorry, yeah, I guess you're right. Game 2, Romanticide. Let's go.
2021 GSL Season 1.
We stood at the edge of the world. Seize the stakes. They're living a life like
Kai Z Gaming. INnoVation. Alpha X. Zoun.
Right. See what Zoun has planned for this one for INnoVation. Because that was a very strange game in the beginning, and then it turned into something really, really awesome. But like the glaive adapts, the Hellion drop that got like nothing done basically,
Yeah.
and then lots of damage back and forth. Like the Marine drops actually did a lot, but then the glaives, like the glaive adapts, he sacrificed a lot, but he killed a lot of SCVs and slowed INnoVation down, which seemed very important. Yeah, definitely a very different one. I'm kind of surprised and impressed at how much Zoun seems to like Glaive Adepts. Because he did them twice against Zerg. Like, the second time was, like, not as much. But then he does it against INnoVation as well. And, I mean, you can kind of use similar unit compositions in different matchups, and that can make you strong in certain ways.
I just worry he's leaning too hard into it. You know?
It might be.
It's,
I worry about that, too.
because even when he did it against Terran too, I'm like, okay.
It's just not trendy at all in this matchup.
It worked out a lot better against INnoVation. But actually, no, you know what? I'm going to take that back because honestly, it wasn't like the Adepts got him in the spot to win. INnoVation was almost winning that game and then took a very poor attack once he had a lead.
Yeah. I think the 4 Adepts that made INnoVation's army turn around when he was trying to move out for his push, I think that those were the best Adepts he had all game.
But that's not really what the build is designed for, right? I mean, he really was trying to do more damage early on, so.
And he did get SCVs. He got 15 SCVs in a tank for 12 Adepts. Yeah. So that's, and he did go into Colossi. There was definitely thought there. Like, I mean, I'm very happy to see some stuff that's kind of new and fresh.
Yeah.
Anyways, a Stargate coming up here for Zoun. And this is kind of an interesting build here from INnoVation, going for a Hellion drop just on the single base.
Yeah, the Hellion's going to come across the map now. This Adept hurting a little bit, but the Phoenix play is in order from here. And we had Adept Robo before, this time Adept Phoenix, but we don't see Glaives yet, so we don't know that this is to be any kind of real commitment to the Adept tech.
And he's actually going to be going Cloaked Mines here as well.
Cool.
But we do have a Phoenix out.
Phoenixes can counter mines.
Yeah,
if
they
you're
can
fast
do.
enough.
They can do well. He didn't make an Oracle, right?
I don't believe he did. No.
If any of the mines actually get burrowed, that's where things can get out of control. Because then you actually have to make an Oracle to get the tag.
Well, he's going to drop the Hellions first, so we're still a ways away from the actual mine drop. But let's see. I mean, one thing about the Phoenixes as well, he's going to pick up these Hellions. This Hellion, I should say. Can he get another one pretty quickly here?
But 3 kills already, and this is keeping him busy. Now INnoVation knows what is going on, which I think is very useful as well. Just know, oh my God, 13 kills. Oh, it was the mine.
Oh, okay. I was like, I didn't think I did that much damage.
And now he's in real trouble, right? He does have a robo making, so he can go into Observer instead. Oh my God. He can go into Observer instead of going into Oracle, which is going to be a little bit better for him. But this is pretty bad. He's got very damaged Phoenixes. He has lost a good amount of workers so far, and there's going to be more dying. There goes another. Oh, here come the Adepts, though. Saving the day.
Okay, a little pickup over there.
Oh, look at this. It gets recharged. Okay, burrows this one. Oh, Phoenix is almost fly into it. And he does have his command center on the way here. Almost done. Do you like that overall from INnoVation?
Yeah, I really did, actually.
Yeah,
I mean,
me too.
It was one of these situations where, like, both the builds are pretty good, but this build is actually not good against Widow Mines. It does not really answer that situation, you know, because he neglected to get the Oracle out. So,
yeah.
I mean, right now, INnoVation, I think, is in a slightly better spot. There's going to be more Widow Mine drops coming here, and really, we could speculate all day, but until we see if these Widow Mines are going to connect to probes, there's not a lot of speculation that's worthwhile, because that is such a game-shifting. Out of all the matchups, really, the Widow Mine drop on a Protoss is the most game-shifting of all.
It definitely
that
changes the math of everything quite significantly. Ooh, double drop here.
Oh,
natural.
almost. Okay, acceptable.
Okay, yeah. But good defense there from Zoun. Very important. And INnoVation's really growing right now. Zoun is trying to rebuild his economy. Does look like he'll be going into Colossi from here, which is pretty obvious. You kind of need to when you go Phoenix. Chasing down that medevac.
Okay. Nice pickups here. Coming through, doing a little bit of damage here and there. And this is really the whole thing that Protoss was trying to build up into, right? Was to actually start to control the Terran to punish drops. Protoss getting the third base, which is normal with the Phoenix opening like this. You can come out there and poke at them, but overall you're safe against certain attacks. But let's see now. It looks like we're going to get to the push phase. You know, these Widow Mines, sometimes these medevacs, things being unattended is really how you lose to Phoenixes. If things stay together and you're very vigilant, you're going to be okay.
Really good from Zoun. Wow, he dodges all the mine hits and picking off a few units here and there, putting some damage on the medevacs, killing one even. Flies in again. Oh, doesn't quite get that one. Does lose a Phoenix. Don't forget, some of these have taken some hits already. But some good moves. Gonna come in from behind.
Yeah, he's really making this push not look so pretty, is he?
Yeah. Is INnoVation moving out too quickly here?
Well, I think right now he needs a Protoss recall back to his command center, Ortosis.
Yeah,
he's out far enough. He can't actually pick everything up and run away. So this is kind of a YOLO army coming up here.
There's a Colossi here as well,
Yeah,
so you don't even really expect it to...
No, this is going to get wrecked.
Yeah, look at this. He's picking up the mines.
It's all War of the Worlds over here with these guys.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that did not go well for INnoVation at all.
INnoVation's push got dumpstered pretty bad. I thought that he was going to be a little bit more cautious to begin with, because like I said, if you're just not attentive with your stuff, the Phoenixes just kill everything off.
Right, the two medevacs going
Now,
across. Oh, I think he just flew above him.
I was going to say, this is the most fortunate blind spot to move through ever, because the Phoenixes are out of position, the unload comes in.
Yeah, if they had caught that, that would have been so bad for him. But now everything's out. He's got a couple Widow Mines covering his Marines. He's got that stim. He's got that +1. We're just going to sacrifice some units there, cleaning this up as well. The Phoenix is going to chase down that medevac.
Okay, the Phoenix is coming up here, chasing down that last medevac. Again, little victories here and there, but this attack is committed right now. Zoun hitting this third base like he is.
Kind of luring the units into mine fire there as well for INnoVation. I kind of like that move.
But I do feel like overall Zoun is kind of playing a little bit of a better game.
Yeah, INnoVation's a little bit sloppy on some of this, overcommitting slightly as well. Thing is, you can look like a genius sometimes when you get a drop in like he did there against Phoenixes, but overall the Phoenixes are such good defense. You are taking a big risk, and even when you get it off, sometimes it gets cleaned up pretty quickly.
Okay. He's going to come in here, get a lot more kills off on these workers. Another tiny attack. Let's see if this one is going to be one that goes well here. I worry because it just feels like INnoVation isn't attacking in any of these areas with anything that's going to be a real threat. I think as long as the zoning game is good here for Zoun, he's going to be fine. Worker count right now. Zoun at 69 workers. You know, the sex number, I mean, very impressive. No, but seriously, he's way ahead here. It's 58 workers to 71. This is, I mean, this is getting rough here for INnoVation. I don't think INnoVation is, it's not impossible for him to come back, but I do feel like all these attacks are kind of being brushed off pretty easily here from Zoun.
Yeah, he's kind of like just hitting him with light attacks over and over on the sides, almost like harassments, but Zoun hasn't like really overexpanded or anything, right? He can kind of cover all of his territory. Now INnoVation finding that fourth as it's warping and does force the cancel. So there you go. You know, some of your attacks are not going to go well, but that one was good.
Yeah, the tactic of drawing the attention away there at the bottom of the map did pay off. He took out that expansion over there.
Disruptors now being added in, as well as that blink upgrade. And I mean, the army of Zoun is going to continue to get better as he adds more robo units to it. You have that 2-2 on the way, though, for INnoVation. He has his 3 bases up and running. Just now starting his 4th, but it's on location.
Okay, an attack in here. A scan. And a fight. Is he actually going to force a cancel again, or it's going to be very low? He does cancel it. Nicely done. Going to back up. I mean, INnoVation's taking the little fights that he needs to take here.
Yeah,
I mean, this is all pretty good. It was looking a little bit worse early on, but I think now that he's keeping Protoss actually pretty far down bases, wow.
Yeah,
INnoVation's also taking a 4th of his own.
Yeah, like there's definitely some very good things that INnoVation's doing, but we do have to like give some props to Zoun. He's retaining his army, right? So his army is getting stronger and stronger. Those robo units scale really, really well. We'll see if he can hold on enough, though. A big drop going into the main base here of Zoun. Phoenix is going up to help out. A big army over to the side now, going to try to hit that 4th again. Now, this is almost pure Marauder. A few Marines in there do push those Phoenixes back, and another big drop.
I think INnoVation's actually doing it now. He's starting to overpower Zoun. These attacks are getting more and more impressive. Let's see how these disruptor shots do, or if they're even shot off. Whoa. Kind of weird. The disruptors are just like drive-by over there. The main is taking a lot of damage. 20 probes have been killed so far. This drop is still doing damage. And I think actually Terran can unload and even hit the 4th again.
Yeah, that looks like what he wants to do right now while a lot of the army is out of position. Gets in here, starts to target it, but I don't think he's going to quite get it this time. Finally, we will have that 4th base for Zoun. But is that going to be enough for him to push his way back into this game? His economy took a hit. I think the main thing that I'm looking at here, he lost like 1 disruptor during all that.
Right.
And yeah, he lost some other units too, but I'm talking about retention of robo units, because that's what really makes your army robust against Terran.
That is true, and robo units are not actually getting sniped here.
Yeah,
I mean, there is a
pretty
chance
solid.
that, you know, Zoun is just hit from so many sides, battered and bruised, but then does a push that just can't be stopped.
Yeah, well, that's patience in a nutshell, right? Like, that's how he wins this matchup.
But also, INnoVation is known to be very good at avoiding those confrontations that he can't take, so let's see.
Disruptor going to push this stuff back. The cannon's slowing him down as well. All right, gets a couple hits right there. Not too bad, not too bad. Doesn't quite catch as much as maybe he was hoping for. INnoVation with a very good pullback. Does have his 4 bases up and mining. DTs are out. DT Blink being researched right now. Not there quite yet. The 4th base attacked once again from INnoVation.
Yeah, he's so good at this positional play. It's funny because he started off pretty weak, and Zoun seemed to basically be able to parry every single attack, and then the game goes on a little bit longer, and you know, now we're in a game where I mean, Zoun, it's possible to win, but he's really going to have to put out all of these fires and keep himself safe before he's going to have any moment where it's really his turn to come out on the map and attack.
I actually think he's going to attack relatively soon here. When you look at it, like INnoVation, he's definitely done a good job with this. He's multitasking like insanely and keeping Zoun back. But INnoVation doesn't have any high-tech units. It's basically Marine, Marauder, Mine, Medevac only. There's no Ghosts, there's no Liberators, there's no Vikings. There's none of these tools that help you against this type of army that you're looking at. So he's like, yeah, I look at the army of Zoun, and I know that it can win in a battle against INnoVation's
Yeah,
army
that's
if
true.
he can force that to happen.
Yeah, and I love the DTs blinking in, and they're all going to be able to run away. Nicely done here. Keep in mind, I think what Artosis is saying couldn't be more true. I mean, these robo units are eventually going to be a threat. INnoVation, though, he still has this tempo advantage. He's still the one who's basically able to swing the fight.
Yeah.
It's funny because, yeah, I mean, Protoss could try to counterattack, but this is a slower army overall, what we're seeing here.
It is. If he can get INnoVation back just for a moment, then he can attack and then do a recall.
Yeah.
As his kind of big move during the base trade.
If he could kill off like 2 bases and recall back and,
Yeah.
and build back up, it actually wouldn't be very different from the game that we had in game 1.
Yeah,
You know.
kind of similar. I would definitely say that like INnoVation has the advantage still here for sure. Like he's got a lot of supply, man. It is very scary. But if the entire INnoVation army hits this Protoss army, the Protoss army actually might win with good disruptor shots.
Oh!
Oh, pretty good one right there.
Pretty nasty connection there. And now he's going to pick up. Can he blink forward? I guess he already
Must already used it.
Yeah.
Because that would have been
Whoa.
a juicy one. All right, well, some
Okay.
DTs getting in. I think he just floated that command center for another
Okay, I
base.
actually for a second thought it was killed. You're right. It's floated down. It's
Yeah.
going to be at the, I guess, the 9 o'clock spot. It's going to be at 8:45.
Archon's being added in right now.
Protoss has actually given up on expanding towards the center right.
Yeah, well, that one's
It's
died
just-
5
yeah,
times.
Yeah. He's going to expand towards the bottom, and I think he can kind of use the angling here between these 2 bases as a safer launching pad for an attack.
Yeah,
It's
looks
harder
that
to
way.
go around this so much. There's a forced lift over here. There are so many Marauders, man.
There are a lot, but disruptors don't care about whether you're a Marauder, you're a Marine, whatever
That's
you are.
very true.
We do have DTs being warped in to kind of help deal with the push, but a scan comes down very timely. And he does go ahead and hit the recall. Now, it doesn't get his entire army, so that's actually...
This is actually bad.
This is a bit of a blunder here for Zoun, unfortunately. If his whole army was here, he could fight this. Instead, ooh, he ran kind of well. Looks like he's going to lose the Sentry and Archon, though, which are the more important units.
So, an attack in here. Again, we need a larger attack to really do damage. It's going to be the Colossi Disruptor and everything else to cover, but it's kind of hard to break the Planetary, you know?
Right now, Zoun, I think, lost a few too many units. He doesn't have enough tankiness here to keep the disruptors
also,
alive.
this angle is insane here. This is
Yeah.
actually the end of the game, I think. He just dominated. GG, INnoVation takes game 2. We've got ourselves a series.
Yeah. Like, that was really, really well played by INnoVation. I think there were a couple of small risks early on where it worked out for him, but just the constant pressure, the denying the 4th base over and over. But Zoun actually grew his army pretty well. I think that one recall we saw was definitely a mistake. Obviously, if he could have defended and kept a 4th up for any amount of time, then the game would still be going on right now. But, you know, he retained his robo units. It's just he didn't have enough muscle with them to keep them alive. Robo units can't fight alone, unless they're immortals, of course.
Right, and then in that case, they can fight everything else in the game. Yeah, look, I think Zoun had a pretty strong hold to start things off, but INnoVation really started to get that momentum built up. I mean, he was truly everywhere. And I don't know, maybe we'll see Zoun with a little bit more initiative to kind of get the advantage, the pacing in his favor here as we go into game 3. It's going to be on Pillars of Gold. Zoun versus INnoVation. Again, the winner goes on to the final match where Dark awaits the losers out of the GSL Group C. Codes.
2021 GSL Season 1.
We stood at the edge of the world. Seize the stakes. They're living a life like 10 million candles.
Ooh. Little proxy play going on, INnoVation, mixing
like
that
it.
cheese in. I think it's a really good choice.
Yeah.
Whether it works or does not work, I think that this is a good call by INnoVation to do something a bit different here.
I agree. It's smart. So what's it going to be then?
Well, that's really hard to say. It's far enough away that it looks like it might be like barracks out there, factory at home, maybe a starport out there. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
like,
I'm not totally sure.
I mean, you can sometimes just build your barracks there and like make a Reaper and get 2 probe kills, right? Like that's something we see from time to time.
The probe is being sent across the map and will go up into the main. And obviously, without the presence of a barracks in the main, the alarm bells are sound. Oh, that's my air raid sound effect. Never tried to make the air raid sound with my mouth, but
You did great though.
no, I can't do it.
It's like a very sad
I
cat.
have to go into my house alone and try to make that sound and come back here and try again. It's not. Yeah.
Okay, we are going to definitely check.
Yeah.
Let's see, today's Monday, so on Thursday.
Is it Monday? Yeah, no, it is Monday. Yeah, yeah. Factory out
Oh,
on
he
the
actually,
map too.
yeah, he puts the factory out there. Okay, so that tells us it's going to be very aggressive.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't actually have to be. Like, you can't go, like, a Reaper out there and then, like, float your barracks back, that type of thing, make your opponent maybe over-defend. But, yeah, just the fact that he made that. Yeah, I'm kind of excited to see what it's going to be. Like, we see a reactor. That doesn't mean it's for the factory. That might be reactored Marines with, like, siege tanks.
Yeah.
That's a real thing.
So a quick peek inside here. Now, you know, these kind of attacks can backfire, and it's not exactly like we know INnoVation as a guide that likes to do this. Like,
Yeah,
it's
he
actually
doesn't-
a bit odd casting INnoVation play like this. So there's the factory. The
Okay.
starport's going to come there too. So all infrastructure is out.
Dude, he is loving trying to kill probes with Hellions early on.
Yeah.
Both games, he was going pretty quickly. This is one base again?
He sees it.
Okay, he sees reactored Hellion. I think you assume that there is a starport over there,
Yeah, I
but he
think
did
you
not
have
see
to.
it. He did not see it. And actually, mine's being made. Okay.
Very cool. The Hellions are coming up. Zoun's going to try to wall in. These Hellions will get up there first. Actually backing up, I think it's a better idea. They're not going to kill anything anyways. They want to wait for those 2 Widow Mines to come out.
Yeah. Armory being made. Now, let's see what he does with the starport after it pops out the medevac, because I do want to mention one of my favorite new builds that I've seen this year so far was that crazy all-in that Bunny did against Stats where he made a Thor. After
Yeah.
doing the cloaked Widow Mine drop, he went Thor, and it was like, what? And Stats is sitting there in Game 5 like, oh, I'm not in Code S? What? You know, I thought that was pretty cool. Okay, he's actually just going to fly that home, so yeah, no Thor follow-up or anything like that. If he were to do something like that, it would be like making the tech lab with the starport type thing. Anyways, starport going home, and now it's time for some Widow Mine drops.
Okay, here we go. INnoVation's coming up. And Widow Mine drops. Widow Mine's burrowing. Are these going to connect?
Oh my god.
Oh my god, it's so close. It's so close.
Dude, they're really well placed.
Yeah.
They are everywhere. They are so far apart from each other. The Hellions try to come up.
Let me at him.
Yeah, they want some action too. So only 4 probes. I mean, that's as good as you can really hope
Right, now,
for.
if he just fills up every possible spot inside the 2 bases with Widow Mines. And then the Stalkers have to do like a DDR move around it.
Yeah.
Dodge all the shots. Okay, here we go. Another one comes down. Damn, hits that Stalker, but he can heal it back up. The Hellions are like, let me at him.
I'm so stupid. They are like that,
Yeah.
though, aren't they?
Yeah.
God, I hate Hellions.
Hey, come here.
Oh, he got the... Oh, my God. It hit the probe, and
Oh,
the
I didn't even
splash killed
notice.
the Observer. The splash killed the Observer. Zoun, you shouldn't have talked trash on INnoVation.
That sounds like a StarCraft emo song. The splash killed the Observer.
What type of music would that be?
Emo.
Oh, emo.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's one of those like I tried so hard and got so far.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
not emo.
No,
Come
but it's
on.
that also that vibe. What was that? New metal? Is that what that's called?
Yeah, something like that.
I'm not sure. So the command center is going to land now. By the way, Terran needs to expand in this game. Oh, there's another observer actually over there. All right.
Yeah, Probe walks under and brings Splash to it.
I know.
All right, sees that coming in, so he can get his Stalkers into position here. Blinks
Oh,
over.
Zoun.
Oh, that's a sick catch. He needed something like that.
Okay.
For morale, if nothing else.
Yeah.
One Marine in the bunker. He's like, nah, never mind.
Yeah, he could just go right around this.
Yeah, pretty decent so far.
So now we got to see if there's going to be counterplay here. I mean, Widow Mine drops are so hard to deal with. It can be so frustrating, but you are losing Widow Mines in the process.
Yeah.
These are not things that you build up later on for a healthy army. And if you do it right, you don't lose that many Stalkers. But I don't know how much counterplay there really is in here.
Yeah, it's a little bit tough for Zoun. His army is very small and very weak. He is going into Colossus tech, which, you know, you kind of have to. There's no way you could ever hold with the amount of damage you've taken here with, like, only Gateway. You can't go, like, charge. Going into Storm is going to be too slow. So charge, an Immortal Forge coming up. And that third Nexus.
Okay. The Stalkers are coming down again here. Forge on the way, like you were saying. I think that Protoss is probably going to give up here. I think this idea is a little bit too late as far as how long this game's gone. Terran does have a pretty fearsome army here. Do you think Terran has the ability to push coming up here as long as he can stop a counterattack from the Stalkers jumping into his main?
Yeah, he's definitely going to be able to push pretty soon. Like, look at this army right now. He's going to pop a couple medevacs, and then he's got this Siege Tank, Stim Marines, and the Raven, which can be so deadly against low Colossi counts. Yeah, I think we're going to see a push really soon. Really soon. You do have to watch for that counter blink, but, like, it's not that many Stalkers. This is not that scary.
No, I mean, it's not a super scary amount. Terran's going to pick up, only with one medevac. I thought he might use his second there. And I think he might set this up to push with the rest of his army. +1 attack is close to finishing. And combat shields and concussive shells won't be that far away either. And I think this is going to basically be a 2-base versus 3 push. So this small group of units in the medevac are going to curve around and try to drop probably into the main, but we'll see as the army tries to push somewhere else. And here's that counterattack, and that's pretty big. Combat shields denied.
Yeah, that's pretty huge, honestly. That was a great move, and he gets out, and it does slow INnoVation down a little bit.
We've got a Colossus coming out here. I mean, combat shields are very important moments like that.
Yeah. Gets a couple Stalkers, though. INnoVation's army is without any doubt better. Like, the army of Zoun is extremely small. And he has to actually come out and meet it midway because that Raven will actually win the battle for INnoVation.
Yeah.
If he gets on top of a base and, oh God. Look at this. INnoVation taking care of this drop and waiting with his main army. As these come up, he should send his army forward.
Yeah. I really was hoping the Terran army would be further out than that.
Yeah.
Try to take this fight, but it is not.
It feels like he's playing way too passively here. Like, I think as soon as you see a Colossus beam hit those Marines, you go.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the sooner this is activated, like strategically, the better it is.
Now, here comes that the Colossus army here, right? You're trying to bait out any disables that you can from the Raven.
Right. We've seen this so many times before. INnoVation's going to turn around and take a third. This is so conservative, even for INnoVation.
Yeah. Okay, the drop comes back in. He will clean that out. Yeah, I am surprised. Like, maybe he's misreading where he's at in this game, but I think he had a beautiful timing there when the medevac drop hit. Really, truly.
Right.
I think he could have just gone across the map and maybe won the game. Because if you get on top of them, if the Colossus are in the main, and the second you see them, you push out, you're at least on that high ground area on their side of the map when the Colossus get back out, and then you're really close to pushing distance between your tanks and the disables. Can he hold? Maybe INnoVation feels like he has a better timing coming up.
Yeah, this is rough, man. The push is going to come out again. Now, again, we're watching and waiting because once this push gets here, if Protoss doesn't handle it very well. It's going to be hard. Now, the disruptors are coming here, too, so we got to keep in mind a good disruptor shot could chunk off even like a fourth of this army if the hit is good enough. He's going to push in. How many medevacs are actually with this? Probably not enough to pick up everything, but enough that if he starts to lose a fight, he could pick up and go into the main as well. All tactics available as the push comes in.
No! Sick hit there. Yeah, a lot of damage dealt. He does throw down the armor shred.
Ooh,
and
gets the
loses.
Raven.
Yeah. Ouch. The armor shred really not doing that much for him here. He has a pretty decent setup. Archon being made, Disruptor.
He's going to be able to cut off the Robo and the Natural and the Third from each other.
Ooh, can he get that Robo? No, the Disruptor is going to pop out.
Oh, no.
He couldn't get the Disruptor shot through.
Because everybody learned at that moment right there. The attacks that have come down on these tanks, too many Marines are far away. And he's going to get, I think, all these tanks, right? He gets the last one.
Yeah, he will.
Now, is this enough, though, to swing it? Another tank comes up. You know, the tanks are what basically allow the Terran to set up a position where he can start to launch attacks back and forth from. He's very committed. Now, I think both Robos were destroyed in the Natural, so, I mean, the two Colossi he has is what he gets. He's going to just go for it. He's going to push into the Natural. The Vikings are back here. I think he's got enough he can get on top of that tank again, right? Oh, maybe not.
Well, he has a few Zealots coming in. That's really going to help out. The Stalkers flanking from both sides. More units coming up for INnoVation, though.
Vikings coming forward, hitting those Colossi. The Marauders killing these Stalkers. No, killing the Colossi.
And does pick that off. GG. And INnoVation, 2-1, will eliminate Zoun, who was so confident against him.
INnoVation versus Dark.
It's a good match.
The rematch. Hell yes. A little bit of a smile there from INnoVation. It's like, I thought you're better than me, you're not. No, I'm covering my smile up with this mask.
And now it's a full tooth smile.
Now it's a banana smile, yeah. Ugh.
Well, Zoun, you know, I think he's a good addition. GSL, I honestly think he's going to be in like every season from now on.
I think so.
He is very good, but you know, it'll take some time before he can really, I guess, like, sharpen himself against these other top world pros.
Guys, we've got a break. We come back, INnoVation versus Dark.